Hi, thanks for stopping by for another video. This is my new series called 5 Minutes with My Animals, where I run the clock for 5 minutes and see what my animals have to teach me. Starting now. Alright, so today's subject is Puffin. Puffin is a, how old are you? 3-year-old bearded dragon. We have little dragon wings on her harness. It's cute, but it also prevents her from getting too far into holes. So it's a little corny, but I've left it on. I've just brought her outside for some natural UVA and UVB. There's some birds that aren't happy about it. She just got out here, so she's taking it all in, keeping an eye on me. Their heads are very blocky, so they usually will look, with each eye differently. With a pointed head, and some bearded dragons' heads are a little less pointed. I imagine they do have some vision out the front of their head, but she'll usually turn her head to the side to look at what she's looking at. I think she's looking at me right now because I was just looming above her, and even though she knows me, anything from above is potentially a threat. However, her tail is straight. It's not curved up in full alert, so she's not too bothered. Hi. Are you gonna teach us stuff? I mean, I can talk about you, but show us some dragon behaviors. Where am I gonna sit? I'm gonna go ahead and sit in front of her. See how she was following me with her head there? They flick their tongues just like snakes to see, what's around them. I suppose that means they have a Jacobson's organ to process the scent particles. I'll have to look that up. So her body is fairly low and out of sight. However, her head is up and pivoting and, watching everything. She's got a little boo-boo on the front of her face there from when she was laying eggs, and she would not stop racing around, running into things and digging. So I've cleaned it and it's healing. But if you see a little mark on her nose, it's from all that mess. She's laid 2 clutches of eggs at this point. I hope that's all for the season. Maybe I'll do 10 minutes with my animals today. Each time I anticipate is going to be very different. And I can always go a little overtime. We're at 3 minutes about now. So her eye is no longer fixated on me. She just kind of looked over to the side. It's very subtle, but for me that indicates that she's no longer worried about what I'm doing over here or wondering. She's actually, looking around the rest of the yard, at least with that one eye that stopped looking right at me. She may have looked at me because I just raised my hand to zoom in with the camera. You can hear Charlie in the background. Well, if you're not going to move, I'll zoom in on your little eyeball. You can see that they have external ears. There are lizards that do not have legs, so they look very much like snakes. They're called legless lizards. And the difference to know that they are lizards is that they have an external ear. Snakes do not. So we're almost at 5 minutes and she hasn't moved. When people picture dinosaurs, They picture them like hunting and like grazing and like moving. How much you want to bet dinosaurs just did this all the time? That's probably not, you know, a very scientifically accurate assumption, but sometimes nothing happens. I'm gonna wait until she moves. We are past 5 minutes. We've learned a couple things about her, but she was full of energy before I brought her out here. She feels a little less secure now, so she's just looking around. Movement attracts a lot of predators, so their tendency to freeze like this when they're unsure of their surroundings makes them feel more secure and, you know, less visible by a predator. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video for now. I'll put some footage of her, you know, waddling around at the end once she finally goes, but thanks for watching a 5 minutes with my animals video, and tell me which animal you'd like me to film next. See you soon. Bye. Good girl. You're okay. Her tail is at high alert right now. It's curled up. That pawing behavior she was doing right in the beginning of the video is it's like a submission behavior. If we put our hands up and go enough, it's kind of the same thing with them. They like do that waving. I'm crossing her shadow, so she's gonna get a little bit upset. She just took off. It's so hard to get them on camera when they waddle off because they go in such short bursts.